Good morning. Yesterday was so interesting to me. It was so interesting to me. I learned that there are some people that will say what they have to say, that bold people will have to learn how to go to the school to learn how to be bold again. I heard some stuff yesterday. And some of the things I heard, I agree with. But I don't just listen to agree, I listen to learn. And what I have learned is that I still need to learn. I say that because I have concluded that this is not our situation in 2020 is not a situation about my shade versus your shade. This thing is, the devil is orchestrated and he's telling the choir to sing and they coming in with every note. He's directing and he loves it because he is in charge. And God said, He said, I settled it when I settled this thing in the book of Exodus with Pharaoh. I settled it. It's done. And I will no longer, after I look at people, and I know it's a lot of people of a different shade that did a lot of wrong. But your shade is not the reason why you did it. It's your heart. And just because the enemy is using color against color, he's still behind the scene. He is the chief executive officer of what's going on in the world today. He's trying to get as many people as he can to ignore the fact that he is running things in what we call the issue of the color. It's not an issue of the color, it's an issue of the heart. It is evil, still hating on good. You cannot put a group of people in a category and say they are evil. No, evil comes in packages. They're not sold in combos. You might have more than one package, but you can't look at a group of people that God made and say all people of that color is evil. That's just as nobody can look at people and say everybody that's chocolate, like me, are stupid. We come in packages, individually wrapped. When we go before God, we will not go as a group. You will not go as a color. You're going as God as one. So we got to change this thing, because the more I see this thing, the more I see who's behind it. And I had a lot of people of a vanilla shade, and I say that I'm chocolate and they are vanilla. There was a lot of vanilla people. Well, let me just say that, because I don't even want to tell a lie. It was a few vanilla people, and they seem to make all vanilla people. Let me just say, there's a few white folk that did me wrong. All white people didn't do me wrong. All of them did. I'm not getting ready to, no longer, when I'm going to take people on an individual base. If you do something and it's not right, then I'll hold you accountable. I'm not getting ready to take God's people all over the world and just clump them all in the same category. Yeah, it's known, and some people as a whole, they do look down on you because of the shade of your skin. This ain't the first time this happened. But no longer will I look at you as your color. And I've never really done it, except I probably looked at it a little bit more lately because there seemed to be the extreme conversation in the atmosphere. But it's just evil. It's just evil. The devil don't care nothing about whether or not he don't care. All he's trying to do is find some members to join his organization. And I am so excited that no longer you treat me right, then you treat me right. I expected to be treated right. Because the individuals that have hurt me have not always been in a lighter shade. It's just evil people. And you come in all sizes, all colors, and you either male or female. So we need to just start looking at this stuff because we have been so distracted. Yes, there was laws put in place by evil people. By evil people. Laws put in place to keep another person down. Yeah, that's true. But let's not call them by color no more. Let's call them what they are. Because when people call themselves evil, then they can't hide no more. You can't hide when somebody call you out and you just being evil. That's what you are. Your color didn't make you evil. That's a decision that you joined and signed up to be. Because evil people do evil things. Evil people make us put locks on our doors. Evil people swindle people out of money that you know you're doing it. Evil people come with, words to say and get you all in the evil tongue. And I just like the way he sounds. He sounds like something evil. You can't categorize people. Evil has its own distinct wrapping. And that's what we got to start looking at people. Are you people of God? Or you just like everybody else? Because you got to be distinguished to be like God. And I was listening to somebody this week, and they were saying, how the laws kept us, those wrong laws kept us from reading. We couldn't read. That's you don't read today. And you know how to read. You still don't read. Yeah, there were laws put in place back then for evil people to keep you from understanding what you had a right to. That was evil did it. Call it what it is. As long as you give people color, you seem to strengthen them, saying this is an army of us. It's not an army of us. You just evil. So I have a new name for people. It ain't got nothing to do with your color. You just, on the application, say, are you evil or are you good? We finna hire another evil person? I'm just saying. We got to, because we're doing so much foolishness that you hear more truth out of people. I heard a man yesterday, and he was defending, he was a black guy, and he was defending President Trump. That guy gonna be rich. You wanna know why? Because he said something that most people dare to say, that President Trump has done something right and something good. That guy got so many followers, even if you don't want him to be rich. You got to ignore people. If they're not gonna say what you want to say, then you don't go follow them. That boy gonna be called upon, even though every other word he was using profanity. But he certainly was not afraid. And those are the kind of people God gonna call out. You can't just put people in categories and say, all black people gonna do this. They got Democratic. All black. You can't do that. You can't do that. And that guy had a right to say what he had to say. I declare, we do some, you know what? All I say is, you got to be you. You got to learn how to be you. I heard a young lady, and she was talking about, and I posted some of the things on my page. She was talking about she couldn't uphold, and I had to listen to that girl. She said, I can't uphold all of what has been going on in the media wrong. But that girl went back and she said, I don't want to say that right now. I'm going to let her say, I put it on my page. You want to know what that girl said? Go see what she said. Because when people are angry, they're not listening, even if it's reasonable. If it's reasonably stated, then you ain't getting ready to get no information into nobody angry. Only thing that you doing for that girl when she was saying, now this is what she said. I don't know her name, but she said that the guy, that George Floyd, was caught doing something he shouldn't have been doing, and the police was wrong to do what he did. But the bottom line is, she said, you're holding this man up as a as an image of what we better tell our children to run away from. And people don't like her, but you making her rich. Why? Because you following her. You following her just to make her comment. And guess what people gonna do? Go see what she said. And I conclude that God is saying that when we start looking at things, he said, I'm not gonna let you write it, or I'm not gonna use you unless you tell the truth. So we got to start looking at things and call it what it is. What caused this situation? And yes, there are a lot of evil people that do evil things, but you can't put all police in the same category and just call everybody evil, because it just, I'm telling you right now, if something happened, if I need a police, I'm gonna call them. I can't play both sides. I'm not getting ready to put people, one man don't represent all the raisins, all the apples on the tree. You got the apple right there. You got to give people a chance to be who they are and stop categorizing me. When I show up, don't categorize me and say I represent you. I represent all black people. I do not, because I'm going to tell you what I would do. This is my plan of action, especially in my black communities where I live. You don't clean up around this neighborhood, you're going to be fine. You're going to have to pay an extra fine. We're going to start making these neighborhoods look like they ought to look. You don't want to clean up and you just throw your stuff out on the ground and you take your garbage. I'm telling you what I see, and you just drop it in the middle of the street. I'm not going to find the person that did it. I'm going to find the whole neighborhood. Because we got to stop being the group where anything goes. No, look, your water bill going up. We're going to get that money some kind of way, because you're going to stop living like that. Now, I'm not talking that it's not a black neighborhood. I'm talking about all neighborhoods. First thing we do, put the police where they needed it, and then make the tax people. Tax them until we change our behavior. You can't tell what neighborhood you're in, because you just can't be a neighborhood where you don't care and think you're supposed to be accepted. No, clean this nasty place up. That's what I believe. I ain't got time to be talking about. I think that the court need to handle cases that I don't have enough evidence, because you got to give things time. The same time that's supposed to be given to all men for breaking the law got to be given, and we ought to be at home cleaning up our toilets. Because surely if somebody come to your house, whether they being nosy, snooping up under your cabinet, looking behind your drawers, quietly opening up your stuff in your bathroom, you ought to have that toilet clean, because that's what they said they want to use. I'm just saying, I'm about like these folk that's telling the truth. Just time out. You breaking in these stores and doing all, like the lady came out yesterday and said, you talking about Black Lives Matter, you just tore up my store and I just started my business. She said, you don't care nothing about no black lives. That's because there was an evil person doing it. It was evil people. I don't know what color you were. I do know this. You were evil. And guess what? God knows your address. And you just brought death to your own house. You can't go in there breaking up people's stuff because we angry. God ain't tell you to do that. And then stop putting somebody, again, don't be putting Jesus in, telling me he went there. But then if you think Jesus did that, then do the rest of what he did. If you think that what he did was got mad, went in there and threw some stuff around to make a point, then go do everything he did. Treat people the way he did. And he didn't do what you said he did. That's just a lack of the laziness of you're not reading to see exactly what happened. He wasn't in there hitting on people. He said he was in the place where this don't belong to you. You got to have a place where people can come and learn and get to know the Father. And it hurt him. Out of all that you have, this portion right here belongs to my dad. And I honor my father. Yes, I'm angry at the fact that what you have turned his house into a flea market. So all I'm saying is, if you're going to say he did it, don't pick and choose what you think he did, because he didn't do with that. But one thing I know you can do, you can do what you know he did and why he did it. You can love one another. You can meet a woman at the well and everybody don't talk to her and treat her right. God is he's so good until he rarely mentioned what a person looked like in order to use him. or her. And he is just, look, and I'll say this, and I'm finna get in these 10 verses. These 10 verses I'm gonna read. People lost because they want to be lost. People like being lost. Lost make me famous. Lost make you lost. So I'm so glad that God raising up young people that's not afraid, that you can't I'm not talking about afraid to go break into something. I'm talking about not afraid to speak out. I love people that speak out, even if I don't. I want to hear what you got to say, because people that speak out don't sound like a group of people. They sound like somebody been thinking, and you have to give them credit. And guess what? Like I said, you gonna make them people rich. What we're finding out is who are the leaders for real during our crisis, because some of these folks is coming up, they saying some things, and girl, you need to run for president. Boy, you need to run for president. The unlikely. God always using unlikely people. Always. Always. He used them 2 women that when that Pharaoh came and told them women, every time you see a boy baby, you throw him in the river. Woman said, they just said, girl, you got this. I ain't doing that. I fear God. I'm not finna throw these babies in the river. Some of these babies, my nephews. Excuse me. Anyway, I say to you that it's time to tell the truth, because everything is coming out in the open. We got to know whose side are we actually on. No longer is it, I'm going to look at you like this. I'm looking at the content of your, I'm evil or good. And you don't tell me what to do because I look like you. You don't tell me where to vote because I look like you. You don't do that. I had a lady that said she wished that everybody that vote for President Trump would drop dead. That's something she got to live. That's something that when you speak stuff like that, you got to eat those words. Some people sit up and watch President Trump for 4 years and they talked about him every day as if the word was to be ignored, and look at this man. I ain't opening my mouth against that man. I ain't opening my mouth against nobody. Because in order to be a leader of people, grown people, you got to be some good in you, because I couldn't do it. I can't get up every morning and everybody talking about me every day and still got to stand and be the president. I can't do it. I mean, I do what I do, but I don't want to be in charge of half of the people. And then the people it just, you know, all I'm saying is somebody need to sit down and read these pages that ain't never been turned. So we can sound like we're intelligent, so we can sound like the Father. So we can see if not we are evil or if we're good. The only way we're going to know, we got to go get in the mirror, and God's word is the mirror of life. Oh, it's so much. Only 10 verses, but they are something to think about. All right. I hope I don't have to take this video down. Because sometimes God would go like, girl, take that down. But all I can say is it's not a war against black and white. This is a war against good and right and evil and bad. It's just we're coming out. And we're going to find out what we really made out of. And we're going to have to read. You're going to have to cut that TV off and stop sitting there looking at CNN and thinking that you know everything. You don't. Even CNN don't know what they're talking about. You remember that time when this guy predicted, and I always thought this, and it just came across my mind, when he said that this man, he was saying that he gave the exact date that he thought that Jesus was coming and what time he was coming. Good morning. And he thought that he knew that Jesus, and people start selling their houses and turning in their, getting their 401ks and doing all of this stuff, trying to prepare. And he said he's gonna be here at 7 o'clock. And the media was running that. These are the people that you look to every morning to tell you what's going on in the world. And I was sitting back there without a microphone. I said, now, if he says 7 o'clock, because in Atlanta, it's 7 o'clock. In Clarksdale, Mississippi, it's 6. In Asia, it's probably in the middle of the day. So when Jesus was coming, was he coming to Atlanta on the Eastern time zone? Or, you know, some places just got clocks on all side the wall. So when you start saying things like, you know exactly what time Jesus is coming, and you know what it, like that guy did, and you listen to these people on CNN and all these people, they telling you, these folks trying to make, these folks said, this is what I get paid to do. I got to be the first one to say something to get people to follow me. And they keep their eyes on my channel, and they don't care if it's correct. The only thing that's steady is the word of God. So the next time you decide to tell somebody what day and time Jesus coming, because today, I think in some days when it's still day here and it's in another day, it's that's why God has said, don't nobody know what day or you don't know what time I'm coming. Do your science and find out that I'm not going to tell you what time I'm coming, because somebody, they're going to still be asleep. That's why God is saying, no, some going to be in the bed and some going to be, because all this going to happen at the same time. Some going to be in the bed, some going to be at the meal, some going to be this. He was telling you it's a different time zone. Oh, let's get in the word. Let's do what they say our ancestors couldn't read. Let's read. Let's show them what they couldn't do, we can do. And we are actually not knowing how to just say it. We are actually doing it. Yeah, that's some real stuff that all God getting ready to pay back the wages. You can't build nobody. You can't build a house off another man's labor and then pay him and then call it your house. God said, that you don't own that. That's got to be taken away. Maybe if you say it in a way to make, say it with a smile and don't break so many verbs. And don't say, don't let people know that you country. I'm sitting in a rocking chair. You get a certain age, you can get bad with some things. Oh, Brittany, you've been talking like that all your life. I ain't had no sense all my life. I was just like everybody else. I was carrying this book, and I never read it. It's a difference when you start reading. And one of my friends told me, she said, the Bible got so many pages. I said, we so funny. We'll do anything. Look, that's just like me getting on the scale and saying, that's what I told her. Oh, I don't want to go in there and die. I got too many things I got to lose. I'm going to be no fool. All right, Exodus 11. Let's read, y'all. All right, here's Moses, and he had gone to Pharaoh several times. But today, this is the last time. I can't hardly wait to get to chapter 12. I can't hardly wait. For me, the best way to just love the word is I stay in the lane of chapter 11 all day for 24 hours. I don't touch nothing but chapter 11. Well, like for several hours. And then I go hunt down chapter 12. Chapter 11 makes you do this. All right. Lord, take every vain thing out of me and thank you for using me and thank you for teaching me and correcting me and allowing me to pick up this word to share with somebody who want to know, what did you say? What did you say? Okay. Somebody told me, I think my friend told me last night, she said, Brittany, when you start reading? I said, the book of Daniel. And she said, now you know what? I said, Exodus. And then she said, you done read 40 chapters, 40 books. I said, no, I ain't know that. And that just been in a year. It's going to take me about 3 years to finish this book. And when I get in Psalms got a lot of, I'm in chapters, I'm in songs and Psalms. And I'm going to read every last one of them, one day at a time. And I think that's the one that's going to be kind of long. And that's probably going to take me about 3 or 4 months just to go through the book of Psalms. Let me look. And I'm going back to Exodus because I do one a day. So it's going to take me there are 150 Psalms, and I'm going to read 150 days if the Lord let me live. And I don't care how long. How much is 150 days? That's almost a half a year. And if God let me up and get up in the morning, I'm going to turn that light on and I'm going to say Psalm 1, day 1, Psalm 2. I ain't going fast. You want to know why I chose? I believe that because God was like, the way you taught math, that's how I want you to read the word. I'm going to teach you how to read the word. He said, when you taught math, you were careful in what you said. I want you to be careful in what you say when you read my word. I'll correct you when you're wrong. And then you got to admit that you were wrong. Because I don't send out people to say things that they need to be corrected on. And then let them hide it. You say something you ain't got no business, I ain't got no problem until you go back and read that again. You ain't got to be, God is God. He's a father. And when I'm wrong, he said, you're not right. Lord, if I said anything this morning that's wrong, let me know. I know you will. And help me to say these words and to edify you. And to make you look good because you are good. Maybe, no, not to make you look good. Just to say how good you are. And the Lord said unto Moses, yet will I bring one plague upon Pharaoh. I got one more thing I'm going to do. I'm not going to Pharaoh. You ain't got to go in there and say, let my people go. Allow my people to go. I'm going to do this. He said, I'm letting you know. And the Lord said unto Moses, yet will I bring one plague upon Pharaoh and upon Egypt, the leader and the people that he's leading. Afterwards, he will let you go. He said, when I get through with Pharaoh, you getting hints, you getting out of here. This is the last time I'm talking. Now, let's look at Pharaoh as the individually wrapped persons that we are. If God has given us to do something and you still haven't done it, see, this put your name instead of Pharaoh. God is giving you instructions. And just look at it like that. Because Pharaoh is considered to be a man just like people I see every day. Every single day. And the Lord said unto Moses, because anytime God tells us to do something, you don't do it, and he had to keep coming and you still don't do it. You got the spirit of Pharaoh. And the Lord said unto Moses, yet will I bring one plague upon Pharaoh and upon Egypt. Afterwards he will let you go hence. In other words, you're leaving here. When he shall let you go, he shall surely thrust you out hence altogether. In other words, he's not going to be debating whether or not you want the men to go. Then he said, no, y'all can, the grown people go. No, we'll just let the cattle stay here. He said, everything that you got that belong to you, you getting ready to leave. I'm not asking any more questions. And God, if he's an Alpha, he's an Omega. He started, he said, I will finish. Speak now in the ears of the people. Speak now in the ears of the people. And let every man borrow of his neighbor. God said, let every man borrow of his neighbor. And every woman of her neighbor. Jewels of silver and jewels of gold. God said, go in and borrow you some of that silver and that gold. Go in those fine jewelry places where they wouldn't let you in. Go in and tell them you want to borrow some of that. Borrow mean that I ain't got the money to pay. Somebody said, that's the wrong interpretation. Well, let's just let God be God. Let's not take up for him today. He said borrow. And when I borrow something, you know that means I got to pay it back. Or somebody got to pay it back. God said, you go in there, like my daddy, when I was young, he used to have this, what they call this tab at the grocery store. And he go over there and said, go over there and get groceries. I didn't have any money. And he said, then sign my name on it. So I went to the grocery store and I got the groceries with my mama. She'll buy what we needed while she put the whole big old basket of stuff in that basket. And all she had to do was just sign her name and said, I got it. Hey, I wonder how much them signatures that when they sign their name to say I borrowed it from you. I don't know if they signed their name, but I was just wondering, I bet there's some expensive signatures now. Girl, I'm gonna cash this in. And then God probably, he can use the word borrow because he's God. And he said, you just do what I say do. And like Brenda's dad, I pay the bill. You ain't got time to be trying to find, you ain't got no money. Them folk weren't paying you for building pyramids, building all them walls with that straw. God said, you just go in there and borrow. Tell him I said, give you the silver and the gold. Go get you something. God was like, I don't think nothing of that. Go in there and get you some. He said, I ain't telling him to get you some silver and some gold and some nice clothes. I want y'all looking good when y'all go back home. You're going home. And then you might be able to send, you're going to be so rich until you can send them folk back that money that you borrowed. Or if they come to town and say, you remember when I'm going to need a favor. You remember the last time I saw you in Egypt? You know, you were my neighbor. And I let you borrow something. Can you let me borrow? Oh, girl, let me pay you back. The word says borrow. Lord, you have free course of your word. 3rd verse. And the Lord gave the people favor in the sight of the Egyptians. These folk, they got favor. You can't help but have favor when we got frogs and y'all don't. It's dark over here and it's light over there. We got lice and y'all hair growing. That favor. It's something about you. I don't know what it is. But you all are some amazing people. I understand why Pharaoh didn't want to let them people go. Because you're getting all that good. You weren't just getting free labor. Them people work good because they have been trained by God. Pharaoh said when they do things, they just do it right. They don't be, when I tell them to be quiet, they're just quiet. I ain't even let these people go. Who don't want a good neighbor? Who don't want a good supervisor? Who don't want to let you go? But the only thing about it, God said, I ain't never told you to use my people. I know you like my stuff, God said, but you can't do them like that. They're mine. And the Lord gave the people favor in the sight of the Egyptians. Moreover, the man Moses was very great in the land of Egypt. I told you, keep following these folk that's telling the truth. You're going to make them great. They're going to say something that they're bold enough to say. They're going to stop looking at themselves as being black and say, look, I'm saying this because it's just right. And the Lord gave the people favor in the sight of Egypt, of the Egyptians. Moreover, the man Moses was very great in the land of Egypt. Moses came down there, and he wasn't going back and forth with trying to convince the people that God wanted to bring out. He said, I'm talking to the folk that matter right now. You got these folk locked up and God want them. I know they discouraged and they don't feel like hearing the word of God, but God want these people. But they're going to be all right because they're going to see over time how God has favored them. And you have made me great. Every time I came in, because who else was bold enough to go to Pharaoh and say, let my people go? God will make you great if you just stay bold enough to say what he said. You guys say, I can't say that. How come you can't? Because them folk will kill me. What did Isaac gave up the ghost? And he died. What do they mean? That when you leave this world, your ghost coming out of you. We're crying over what you were living in. We're crying over your house. You gone. And the Lord and the people that you're gonna be criticized if you read this word. This thing is a weapon. And you start, and it's not partial. It'll cut. And a lot of people carry this weapon that are not authorized to carry. It's like giving a child a loaded weapon and he just pointed everywhere. This book can't be pointed like that. God has to train you, and it's so easy. This book is so easy to read. It's too easy for you to be messing things up. You really have to be a fool to take this book and screw it up. And I was one. I ain't know no better. I was passing down what they passed down to me. And somebody tripped me and said, read this. This book been making sense ever since. And the Lord gave the people favor in the sight of Egypt, of the Egyptians. Moreover, the man Moses was very great in the land of Egypt, in the sight of Pharaoh's servants, in the sight of the courthouse folk, people that were running the government, the police stations, the mayors, the governors, all the people that work for Pharaoh. God gave this man favor. They start looking at Pharaoh like this. Hey, Moses, you over there? No, they probably too scared to say it like that. Too afraid to say it like that. Moses was very great in the land of Egypt in the sight of Pharaoh's servants and in the sight of the people. Moses said, I'm telling you, only somebody going to survive this and come out is folk that's bold enough to tell the truth or to stand up for what you believe. You're not going to stand up. Like I said, nobody interested if you sound like everybody else. You know what I mean? You better be bold enough to tell the truth. And Moses didn't go in there looking for any fame. He didn't go in there looking that they're going to get the I'm going to get me some followers. Moses knew that his life was on the line. You got to be able to stand with the word of God knowing that somebody can take you out at any time. And Moses said, thus says the Lord, about midnight will I go into the midst of Egypt. And Moses said, thus says the Lord. This is what the Lord said. Around midnight. Around midnight. I'm telling you about what time I'm coming. Just like Jesus said. When you see this happening, then I'm coming. Around this time. About midnight will I go into the midst of Egypt. And when I go, this is what's going to happen. And Moses said, this is what the Lord said. And all the firstborn in the land of Egypt shall die. From the firstborn of Pharaoh, God ain't skipping nobody, that sitteth upon the throne, even unto the firstborn of the maidservant that is behind the meal. Whether you in the top of the White House or you're in the back of the White House, the firstborn of the maidservant, and all the firstborn of all your beast. You know God got to be right. Lord, there's 1 million cows out there. He said, I ain't killing nothing but the firstborn of all your beast. The firstborn of all your beast. The firstborn of all your servants and the firstborn of the Pharaoh's house. If Pharaoh is the firstborn, he got to go. If Pharaoh got some children, the firstborn got to go. The Lord has spoken. He said, because when I'm going to tell you how, so it's being that we can take this individual, take this thing that God getting ready to do to our own individual lives. Look how patient God was with Pharaoh. How many times does God have to send somebody to tell you stop? How many times does he have to do it? And then when you say he finally, he could have took the last thing and did that first. But he don't want to kill you. But he will. And it's not that he is killing you. You have made a decision to be killed. If somebody's telling you, if the doctor's telling you that if you want to live, these are the things you got to do. The doctor is not responsible for your death when you won't follow his instructions. Well, how could God just take my baby, my firstborn? It don't make sense. When you don't pay your light bill, who you think the light's going out on? You? It's going out on everybody in your house. Your firstborn and your lastborn. God is just. You don't have to die. It don't have to be like this. But why would I tell you that I'm going to take your child, and I'm clearly telling you I'm going to take your firstborn? Suppose you were the firstborn as the husband. Your wife is the firstborn in her family. And your set of twins, the firstborn. One of them going to live because one, they weren't born, they didn't come out at the same time. They were 3 seconds apart from each other. All three of y'all got to die. But I'm telling you that you don't have to. Jesus said, I'm telling you that you don't have to go to hell. I'm telling you that. But don't think I'm gonna lie to you, because I'm not. Look what you've done. I gave you dominion over earth, and you won't let me do what I want to do in earth. You need instructions. And then you're gonna say that I'm not God because you're not good? This is not a fairy tale. I don't care how many people writing and said Genesis is a book of myths. Ain't nobody smart, and a man on earth ain't smart enough to write this without God. You don't have to go through this. The United States, we don't have to go through this. Submit to the word of God. But now we gonna be like Pharaoh. And God is simply saying, read my word. He said, that's why I'm going to raise up people that's not in church, because I'm going to get some of these folk off the internet, and them folk that go in church going to start following them folk that going to tell the truth. Because I got enough folks saying what you want to hear. I need somebody saying what I want said. I want somebody to sound like me. I'm not scared of Pharaoh. I wasn't scared of Pharaoh from the beginning. I'm not scared of Pharaoh today, because I know it's too many people going to act just like him. And I'm going to use him to be an example to anybody that want to get what he got. Firstborn, the maidservant that is behind the mill, and all the firstborn of beast. And there shall be a great cry. Ooh, there's going to be some crying about midnight. What did Jesus say? The 10 virgins, some were wise and some were foolish. They all had the lamp, which is the word of God. Some of them just didn't have no oil. They ain't activated. They just carried it. And they were the folk that ran up to Jesus and said, look at my Bible. I got my name on it. Jesus said, you didn't read it. And he didn't do what it said. And there shall be a great cry throughout the land of Egypt, such as there was none like it, nor shall be like it anymore. He said, what I'm going to do tonight, I ain't got to do it but one time. And this cry going to be heard to 2020. And just because people don't read it, it doesn't mean that I'm not going to do what I said in it. Like somebody said yesterday, just because you didn't know there was a stop sign don't mean that you're going to get away from running it. Just because you don't know the word said don't mean that you're not responsible. You still got to pay the penalty of what it said. And there shall be a great cry throughout all the land of Egypt, such as there was none like it, nor shall it be like it anymore. But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue. My friend told me last night, she said, because them dogs were mourning. Because the firstborn of the dogs were gone. I don't know. I just know the dogs around where I live, people that got dogs, they bark when somebody moving. The word said not even a dog gonna bark when they see you moving around this time. Dogs holler at night. They do. If you in the house and you come too close, dog wake everybody up. But it's those people got ready to go, and the dogs, they just all. Against any children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue, against man or beast. He said, when them cows come through, them dogs usually be barking every time y'all move. Dogs ain't barking. He said, they're going to see you moving with all them cows and asses and horses and everything, man or beast. He said, I'm going to tell you why it's going to be like that. That you may know how that the Lord does put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel, his people. That's why we can't be looking at people and put them in groups. And God said, I'm going to tell you, the difference going to be, do you know me or you don't? Is it good or is it evil? So you can't look at a Jew and a Jewish person and, ooh, that's a Jew. How you look at that? You know people by their behavior. Can't lump people up. God don't do no stuff like that. And all these your servants shall come down unto me. This is Moses saying, he said, all y'all working in the courthouse, y'all gonna come down to me and bow yourselves unto me, saying, get thee out, and all the people that follow you. Because it look like we don't do nothing until we get something drastic. God said, why I gotta always do something drastic to get your attention? Why you can't walk with me daily? Why somebody got to die before you change? Why does it take that? Why does blood have to be shed? Oh. Get thee out of here. Get you out. That's what you're going to say. And all your people that follow you. And after that, I will go out. Moses said, I'm going to tell you how I'm doing. I'm painting the picture. And he went out from Pharaoh in a great angle. Moses said, I'm done. You brought it all the way down to the point that somebody got to die. And the Lord said unto Moses, Pharaoh shall not hearken unto you. So I'm going to tell you, he ain't going to hearken, he ain't going to listen. That my wonders might be multiplied in the land of Egypt. He said he ain't going to hearken. But I declare they going to wonder what I'm doing. I'm just telling you. If God does not give us how he's going to do things, then we can call him, it's not right. But when he clearly tells us how he going to unfold this thing, he did that for a reason, so you can understand. You can change. And Moses and Aaron did all these wonders before Pharaoh. And the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart so that he would not let the children of Israel go out of the land. Pharaoh wasn't mad at Moses. Pharaoh hardened his heart against God. Pharaoh couldn't stand God. I had more I want to say, but I think I've said enough today. I'm getting ready to go into chapter 12. This book is interesting. Y'all have a good day and treat people right.